When it comes to career services, I think a dual prong approach should be adopted. On one hand, you need to enable students to have the skills to find a job, and at the same time, you need to provide the opportunities for them to secure a job. It's like teaching someone how to fish, enabling them, then putting them in the middle of a desert where there's no opportunities. Conversely, getting these people out in a boat in the middle of the sea, but not teaching them how to fish. I guess the point I'm trying to bring across here is that both prongs are important, and the discussion shouldn't be about which one is more important than the other. Ask anyone what they think someone in the career services team does, and they'll probably mention something in the enabling category or the opportunities category. If I dare say, the enabling component is the easier part of the job. It no doubt takes effort to identify gaps in the student's knowledge, designing a training intervention, and rolling out to a target audience that typically only panics just before their graduation. But the problem is, how is it assessed? Most training evaluations only scratch the most basic level of Kirkpatrick's training evaluation model. Reaction. Picture this. The training has ended and a survey form is handed out to students to fill out before they can leave the classroom. The form most likely contains questions on the student's initial reaction to the training venue, content, or facilitator. So we don't know if the student has learned anything, and we can't really see if the behavior has changed because they are most likely going to be using these skills outside of the school environment. And we can't be sure that the training intervention had an impact on their ability to secure a job. Teaching does not necessarily mean that learning has occurred, and it's critical to understand that the objective of such programs is learning, not teaching. The prong that focuses on building opportunities for students can be the harder one. This is the more salesy part of the job that requires substantial effort to convince employers that the graduates of the institution are worth hiring. The career services team is essentially selling the idea that these graduates are potentially great hires. It involves things that are normally associated with a B2B salesperson, and not just any salesperson. We are talking about the hunters or the business development folks. Identifying companies, cold calling them, reaching out to the talent acquisition teams and convincing them to either take on interns, hire graduates, or attend career fairs. It's networking, marketing, branding, and sales. Now I understand it's likely to be a trade-off. Those who move into education and career guidance counseling might recoil at the thought of doing sales, while those in sales might come across as too aggressive and may not see education and career guidance counseling as a viable career option. But we need to take our own advice. Students are increasingly being taught to develop a second skill, to upskill, and to be multi-skilled. So why can't our career advisors be trained as salespeople? If the career services team doesn't want to be trained in this job function, they are not practicing what they preach. And we really have to ask, are they still right for the job? Anyone who's ever been in sales would know that they live and die by their numbers. Your performance is easily tracked, and most of the time, even outsiders will know whether you're performing or not. A career services team that only focuses on the enabling prong will easily be able to claim that they have imparted the knowledge. But any learning or change in behavior is up to the student. With so many external factors, it's almost impossible to attribute success to the training intervention. Now, it's a lot harder to say that about building relationships with employers. Like sales, you can easily see how many employers come on board to join you at your career fairs or your internship program. For example, colleagues from the finance or even the facilities department can make some reasonable assumptions on the success of the career services team's outreach efforts by taking a look at how many employers turn up at the career fairs. So why do I put so much emphasis on the salesy part of the job? It's because we're dealing with a demographic that has never known a time before the internet. These are digital natives, and it could well be that everything the career services team teaches can be easily found on YouTube, a podcast, a blog, or even a website. Information might even come from sources with more social proof than the career services team. Recruitment firms like Michael Page or Robert Half, and even job portals like Career Builder constantly publish articles on relevant topics. What will give graduates the edge is the ability to speak with hiring managers, talent acquisition teams, and learn what it takes to break into a specific industry, or speak to an alumni to learn from their experience. So the key takeaway from this is, adopt a two-pronged approach to career services. Evaluate more than just the initial emotional response of any training. And lastly, consider hiring salespeople with the right attitudes and providing the relevant education and career guidance training, or training the career services team in sales and business development. This video is part of a two-part series on career services in higher education. In the other video, I talk about how career services teams can stay relevant in today's digital world. Hey, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. If you found value in this video, please help me out by liking the video. And if you want more content like this, remember to subscribe. If you really want to show your support, you can turn on the notifications as well.